Okay, here we go. Since Wendy's here, she was the diehard to face the in lovely weather we're having tonight. She gets to pick what we're working on, and she liked these flowers that she had taken a picture of in one of the other classes, and we already had some of that color on our palette, so that would be a good reason to use it. I need to get some more on mine, so I'm going to clear a spot. But what I use when I want to paint kind of a pink color is the fourth red over on the second row and white. When I add white to it, it makes a nice, to me, a nicer pink than just adding water. So I cleared a space on my palette, and I'm going to load my brush in white. Can't really see it right now because my palette's white. And I'm just putting some blobs, some dots of white on my palette. And then I'll clean off my brush. Then I'm going to go to the fourth color on my palette, the fourth red, second row, and I'm going to just mix it right in. So now I have this kind of fluidy pink color. Now if you want it darker, you add more paint, red. If you want it lighter, you can add more white or you can add more water. But I have a nice little puddle that's going to allow me to paint this really fast. And I would do these in just very short amount of time. So when you got your paint ready, I'll demo and then you can do it.
Okay. It's pretty pale, but that's okay. Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So all of the petals are going to start the same color because I have it already mixed, and then I'll just show you. So I just load my brush, I just go over here and just soak it up, and I want a petal facing out, so I just kind of lay my brush down, and I come over here. Here's a petal here, there's one here, there's one here, there's one here, and here. See how I just laid my brush down?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, turn your brush, 4, 5 if you want 5 petals. And then I like them going to maybe a little different direction, so these two might be together, this one might be down. While it's wet, I take my brush, dampen it off, and wipe it off, and I'm going to go in to a yellow. I won't see the yellow on this one because it's turned sideways, but I will see it on this one, and on this one, and on this. I'll see it a little bit. I can either let it dry, but sometimes I actually like to add flecks of paint. So I'm going to load my brush, hold it loosely, and flip that to add just a little bit of fun and texture. This one doesn't have it, but that's total call if you want. And if I don't want to wait for it to dry, I can go ahead and pick up my paint. If this is the side view, then I'm gonna, that's pretty bright. Let me tone that down a little bit. I'll add some of that pink to it so it's not so glary. And the green leaves will come on the back side. Again, that's a little too bright. When I hit a petal, I lift it up, lift it up, lift it up, go down here. The center of this would be right here, so the stem could come out there. I just put a point down, smash it, lift it back up. That creates a leaf. Point, smash, lift up, makes a leaf. Here's another. I just want this one to come out and kind of crisscross where these are. However many stems I want. If I want some extra ones with leaves, I can throw in an extra stem here, just picking my brush up, and there can be, just I point away, lift up, point away, lift up. So that gives me some quick little leaves just by laying my brush down and lifting it back up.
Oh,
Okay?
gosh, that took you all of like 3 minutes.
Something like that. And if I want to come in and add a little more detail to my, if I want to, I can come in while some of it's wet and throw in some streaks if I want to. But that's, you know, I usually don't on these. I just let them stand alone.
Okay.
And then I'll add pen if I want.
I'm gonna try it.
Go for it. You can do it.
Okay, so I lay it down and smash it.
And if you want more of a pointed, you can kind of decide what shape of petal you want. This one I'm doing with a lot more water, so it's not as bright. And I'll put a bud up here because what odd shape. How's your day?
It was alright. A little long, a little slow, of course, you'd expect with the weather.
I just thought it was so weird how much it would rain and we got so little lightning and thunder. I know there was a lot of thunder and lightning elsewhere,
I'm very
but
happy the severe weather was not there.
yeah.
How was your day?
It was good.
Kitties freaked out, or were they?
They were pretty good. I think it would have been worse if there was thunder. But I can't complain. Yeah. And here's another similar version. Sometimes I'll even put like loose bows.
Oh yeah.
And if I want to pretend like this is just a little bouquet of some sort. Yeah.
Mine needs to be a little, it looks too sharp.
Okay, then try it with wet on wet.
Is there a way to fix that?
You might just put a bunch more flowers in it and make a big bouquet.
Tighter bouquet?
Or just go ahead and add water around it and then add other flowers in between. See, see how I just flipped it with blue?
Oh yeah.
So sometimes just, because I wanted blue somewhere else, and you can, I don't know, I think it's fun to make a mess. Then we'll come back. We'll revisit. It's okay, keep going.
Oh, I don't know what that was.
Just add other blobs of color. It doesn't have to be specific. That's just where you'll just let it flow. Looking for that other one.
Am I gonna be able to draw green through that though?
Yeah.
Okay.
You look for where it's white.
Okay.
You've got a lot of space for that, and then you can even fill in with other things.
How did you mix that green? Is that the,
I took I think it was the second from the end green, and I mixed it with some of the pink, and it toned it down. Because they're opposites, so they'll neutralize each other.
oh shoot. It hit that water.
Just dab it up. There you go. Now, if you want to make specific leaf formations, I would let the background dry.
Yeah, I should have waited.
But you can still just kind of force it sometimes, and you put a quote over it if you don't like how it turned out. Yeah, when you do your
stems.
when you do your when you do your stems, you'll want to barely touch your paper.
Okay.
And practice making those really skinny lines, unless you're making leaves.
Mine has thorns.
That's funny.
Yeah, these are now roses with thorns.
That's okay. Now I'm going to come back with a pen and add just some little, a little bit of definition, but you don't have to. But what I love about the pen is you don't even have to stay necessarily in the lines or stay on the lines. You see how I'm just going outside the lines and it still reads right. Oops, that wasn't quite dry. Add some directional streaks in here. Outline some of the leaves if I want to. You don't have to outline it all. But I think that made it look better.
Black. Okay, I'm not happy with how that turned out.
I'll try again. It's practice.
Really turn it black.
I would just add more water because my green was very fluid and not real thick on paint.
And you kind of loaded your brush up to do it, right? When you're laying it down.
Yeah, but my paint's thin. I mean, it's watery, so it's not heavy.
Yeah.
But if you have a scrap sheet of paper next to you so you could test the color, that might help. I want to show, okay, while it's videoing, here, y'all try this one. I found it, Wendy West, Sketchbook Wondering Blogspot. Thought that was fun. So y'all try one like that. But these little bouquets, to me, I think are just sweet, and they don't take much time. And I don't really agonize over what kind of flower it is. You know, even cherry blossom, they'll take that for cherry blossom stuff when the cherry blossom flower is really mainly white.
True.
Or you could do something like this and have layers and layers and layers of color. That takes a lot longer. Hey, Sheldon.